welcome to the press conference for Emma Raducanu. Please raise your hand if you would like to ask a question. Emma, I mean, not the result you wanted, but a really great performance out there. Must be a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, I think it's difficult to see that right now. I think having just come off and, it's hard to take a loss like that. But at the same time, I'm playing Aryna, who's #1 in the world and a great champion. So I have to be proud of my effort today.
Ellen.
Emma, you've said that you wanted to close the gap to the top players. Does a match like that, even though you didn't come out on top of it, does that show you that you are very much on the right track?
Yeah, it does. It does give me confidence because I think the problem before was that I felt like I was, golfs away from the very top. And having a match like that where I had chances in both sets, it does give me confidence. But at the same time, it's very difficult to take right now.
Charlie?
Does that disappointment or frustration come from feeling like you could have done things differently in those moments when you were ahead?
I don't think differently. I think I could have just executed a bit better. I think in the first set as well, I was struggling with the tension. I felt like the ball was flying and, I had all my rackets strung up fresh for the match and it just felt like it was pinging completely different. And it could have been a little bit because the roof was on and I sent a couple rackets to be restrung. But, it takes 20 minutes by the time they turn it over and still it was a bit difficult. So I'm frustrated with that part, maybe small details, but I don't think I could have made different choices. I think I should have just executed better.
Neil?
Yeah, I am. I appreciate you're very disappointed now, but running the #1 so close must give you a lot of confidence going into the US hardcourt season, into the US Open now.
Yeah, it does. It gives me confidence that, I'm not as far away as I perhaps thought before the tournament. I think previously when I was playing those top 5 players, it was pretty convincing, the loss. So I think today to really push Aryna to the top, it does give me confidence, but at the same time, I feel grass for me is a great surface and it's a bit of a leveler in that sense. So I think taking it onto a different surface where it's a lot more lively in America is another challenge in itself.
Rob?
And what's your process of dealing with a result of that magnitude? Would you watch it back on your phone? Will you struggle to sleep tonight? When you think about it, how do you process when it's a result of that magnitude?
Well, first thing I did, I had a Kit Kat in the changing rooms. And then, I don't know, I'll probably find it tough to sleep tonight or I'll be so exhausted and crash. But I don't know, it's going to take me a few days to process that. But at the same time, it really motivates me and it could be a good thing that I'm okay, I want to get straight back to work pretty much because it's not far, but I'm there's still a lot of things that I want to do better, a lot of things I want to improve to, really kind of solidify my game so that in the big moments I feel like I can back myself a little bit more. But I think in due course I'll watch it back.
Molly?
The roof closed, the atmosphere was pretty amazing. I mean, I haven't heard it that loud for a long time. I wonder what was it like for you to play in that atmosphere, to kind of soak that up? It felt like you were kind of thriving in it.
Yeah, it was incredible. The roof on, it just magnifies everything, everyone's support, and to have the crowd going like that, it was electric. And I think, when I look back at my career, I'm really going to remember that match because, yeah, you kind of play for those moments, to really be competing toe-to-toe with anyone, but especially with the very best. So I'm really grateful for all the support. They were really behind me. Just disappointed I couldn't get over the line.
Matt?
Hi, Emma. I think you said that at some point you'll be able to be over the disappointment and be able to look back with some pride on the match. How long do you find that process normally takes after a big loss, and what do you find you do to help you kind of get to that place?
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult. I don't think I've really had a loss like this in a long time where I feel like I've maybe had chances and didn't take them. I think usually, I'm pretty good at converting, but again, I'm playing Aryna, who's #1 in the world for a reason. So I think, I don't know, it's a little bit of an end of a season with the grass, and we very quickly go back onto the hard in America. But I think I need a few days to reflect for sure on everything that I'm doing. I think I did make good progress in the last few months, 100%, you know, with the consistency and the work I've been doing. But yeah, I need to still keep doing more of the same. But I lost like this, I don't know. It's going to take me a few days to get over at least.
Faizan?
Hi Emma. You were really close in the match against Aryna today. What would you say in terms of, like, what can you take in terms of the positives from it, and what tactics did you utilise to go toe-to-toe with her as well?
Positives was that I was toe-to-toe with her, you know, before the match. I actually had, you know, I went into this match feeling more confident than previous matches against the top. But I think, you know, there is a big difference in like first serve. I think that's something that I need to improve on. I don't know, I'm like always quite critical, so I probably will just like right now come off and tell you all the things that I could do better. But I think the good things, I mean, I took my chances when it was there. I didn't execute all the time, but I think I returned really well considering she's got one of the best serves in the game. But yeah, I need to work on my own serve.
Yasmin?
Hi Emma. Aryna was very complimentary of you on court. She said that she can see you getting back to the top 10 playing like that. How much confidence does that give you that someone of her calibre sees that in your tennis?
Yeah, it gives me confidence, you know, to kind of have pushed the best in the world to, you know, play some really good points, some really good rallies. Yeah, it's nice of her to say that, but I think, you know, it was pretty clear the difference. Like in the big moments, she was able to convert, she was able to hit some incredible shots. And yeah, I just need to keep working and get back to the drawing board and improve a lot more.
Okay, two more, Kaz.
Already it sounds like you're smiling through the disappointment. You've got to pretty quickly see a lot of positives from this week and the last few weeks, being competitive, getting back to British #1 again. So there'll be a fair bit of positivity to build on in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just very self-critical and it's hard to see, you know, of course I'm very proud of being competitive on the court. I think I would rather that than it being completely one way. But yes, there are positives, but right now, you know, it's so soon after the match. I think it's better for me to kind of feel a bit of the pain right now and then process it better that way.